What's going on, my friends? This is Jake of www.jgcalisthenics.co.uk, and before I dive into it, I just want to mention that for the best guidance for building muscle and losing fat with calisthenics, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications because I upload videos specifically for you every Monday and Thursday. And also, I just want to mention that right now I'm conducting a YouTube feedback survey right now, and so if you would like to give me specific feedback to then allow me to make the best videos for you, then you can hit me up on my social links here, Facebook or Instagram. Send me a DM regarding that, you'd love to give me feedback, and I'll send over to you the very quick, easy and concise questions that will take barely any of your time to actually answer them. And so in this video, I'm going to cover 3 rules you must follow in order to build strength in calisthenics skills. So if I were you, my friend, I'd make sure you watch the full video and stay until the very end. So rule number 1 is to have focus and specificity in your training, right? Because the last thing I want to happen to you is to make the exact same mistake I made of trying to achieve everything at once to the point where you actually hit plateaus and actually face an injury like I did last year that set me back for several months. What you want to do instead of trying to achieve everything at once and then burn yourself out, is focus on 1 main goal to 3 at the absolute tops, right? So as an example, at the start of this year, I had the goal of achieving the handstand, and so I prioritized my handstand in all of my workouts. And although yes, I didn't make as much progress in other strength exercises than that, because the handstand was my main focus, I achieved the full handstand, in fact doing about 15 to 20 second hold freestanding in less than 3 months, right? So now that gives me the time to focus on my main 4 goals right now of the planche, the front lever, the handstand push-up and the one-arm chin-up. And so with that said, by having a singularity of focus, by having fewer goals, again, you're going to have much more time and energy to pour your blood, sweat and tears into those goals, so you can make way more progress in the goals themselves. Does that make sense? Rule number 2 is to give your body plenty of rest in your workouts, right? Because when we're focusing on strength, right, and achieving calisthenic skills, and obviously it's going to be very neurologically dependent, meaning it's primarily focusing on building the strength of our central nervous system, right? And focusing on strength, lower reps, high intensity, means we're going to primarily use what's known as our ATP stores, right? And so for our ATP stores to fully replenish after using them at max intensity, right, it typically takes around 3 to 5 minutes. So with that said, for your calisthenic skills, strength-based exercises, you want to give yourself about 3 to 5 minutes between each set, right? Then of course, 3 to 5 minutes, if you're doing, a few exercises, that could take up a lot of time. The last thing you want to be doing is working out for 2+ hours, right? So what you can do instead is to do what's known as paired sets, also known as antagonistic pairing, right? And so if we use 2 exercises as an example that use opposing muscle groups, as an example, if we were to do let's say a 1-arm chin-up progression where we're using the upper body pulling muscles, the back and biceps, right? Then pair that with something like a tuck planche push-up where we're focusing on our chest, shoulders and triceps. We can actually perform one of the exercises, rest, let's say 2 minutes, perform the other exercise, rest 2 minutes, then go back to the first exercise and alternate between back and forth. That way, where you actually do the maths, you're actually giving each exercise technically 4 minutes rest as a whole, right? So we're still actually giving them plenty of rest. And research has actually shown that, the likes of antagonistic pairing has actually shown to increase strength and muscle gains compared to only doing straight sets by doing each exercise separately, right? Does that make sense? And also comment down below, what I'd love to know is what calisthenic skills or strength goals do you have right now? Comment down below, I'd love to know. And rule number 3 is to prioritize dynamics over statics, right? Because obviously the biggest problem with static holds, right, is that you're only getting stronger in that range of motion, right? So if we take an example of, planche static holds, progressions for the planche by doing static holds, you're only getting stronger in the top range of motion, right? Whereas if you were to do a dynamic version or variation of that exercise progression instead, you're getting stronger in an entire range of motion, right? So that way you can make way more gains in less time without, actually having muscle and strength imbalances if you were to only do static holds and just training one portion of the range of motion. Does that make sense? So as a prime example, instead of doing planche lean holds, right, you may want to consider doing pseudo planche push-ups instead, right? Instead of doing a tuck planche hold or static hold, right, you can do tucked planche push-ups instead by doing it in a full range of motion. Another example would be that if your goal is to build straight arm strength for the front lever, you may want to consider actually doing front lever pull progressions, right? So again, you're building straight arm strength through an entire range of motion, rather than if you were to just perform a static hold and only get strong in one very small portion of the entire exercise, right? Does that make sense? Because again, that way you can make way more gains in less time. And I don't know about you, but I'd much rather make way more progress working out intensely for just 3 days a week, as opposed to working working out 5 to 6 days plus, give up my entire social life and time with family and friends because I'm spending 2+ hours every day training static holds and not really getting anywhere. I'm sure you'd agree with me in saying that, right?
So I can honestly say 100%, this is the guy. And if you've been thinking about doing it, don't delay. You're just delaying the inevitable. You know, you want to start something like this. I would say this is something you should not put off, especially because health is much more important than most things in life. And I think that Jake really could help you. He helped me. And as I said before, just those several things, the accountability, the consistency, the specificity, the way it's tailor-made to me. It's all been a pleasant experience. I've not had one complaint, worth every penny I spent. So I want to recommend to you JG Calisthenics.
And remember, my friend, if you haven't already, make sure to add me both on Facebook or Instagram and support me with Conduct, my YouTube survey right now. Just make sure to send me a DM saying that you'd love to give me feedback and I'll send over the questions. So ultimately, I can make better videos for you so you can make more gains and results in your own calisthenics journey, right? And to wrap things up, if you enjoyed this video, like my content, you enjoyed watching every single minute, every single second of this video, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. What I'd love to know is what part of this video you found most helpful. Comment down below and I'll respond to you because I respond to each and every comment. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new, share this with a friend or friends you believe would benefit from these gains. And as that's enough for me today, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, my friend, and as a crew member of the Gains Express, keep moving forward. I'll see you